Hello, it's Sibu and Spare, and we're back with another video. What are we doing today?
So this past weekend, Dricus to Plessis, the UFC fighter, became the first South African to win the UFC middleweight championship, which is a very proud crowning moment for South Africa.
Oh yeah.
South Africa obviously rejoiced in his win, as we always do when it comes to South Africans representing us on the international stage. Recently, it's been good for South Africa on the international stage. Like Trevor Noah also won an Emmy for his the Daily Show talk show. There's just a lot of good things happening.
Just a lot of things that are putting us.
Fingers crossed that Bafana can just do us proud and win this AFCON. Yeah, that's a dream. But hopefully they can do good. So back to Dricus du Plessis. He won his first middleweight championship, becoming the first SA UFC fighter to do so. And after winning, he had some very questionable words to say.
Like he'd be waiting for that moment.
So let's just check out this first video.
Okay.
And then you let me know what you think about what he said.
Yeah.
South Africa is going through so much. If you look at the political stance, we have 4 murders. That's really taking the whole country by storm. It's something unbelievable. People are getting murdered daily, and it's almost like I feel because it's Africa, a lot of the world doesn't see it, and it's like nobody in the world really knows what's going on there. And I just want to shout out to South Africa, to my South African people, the folks, and say, guys, stay strong. We can beat this battle, and I just get this opportunity on the biggest stage in the world to say, let's stop the 4 murders, and I want the world to see what's happening in South Africa. And it's such a beautiful country. It's really one of the most beautiful countries in the world that's being ruined by stuff like this. And we don't need that, and let's stick together as a country. Let's stick together as humanity.
By what? By what?
Thoughts?
Okay. You see, I have a lot of emotions from that one small clip. Why are we linking the farm murders and making it a political thing?
It's mainly because of Julius Malema's Kill the Boer chant.
So that's why it's a political thing. So basically that incited the whole thing, and that's why it's going. Okay, let's be honest now as South Africans, and not the propaganda, that we're trying to spew to the rest of the world. We all know that the Julius Malema song is not what is fueling the farm murders. In fact, these farm murders have been happening way before these songs were being sung, right? So, and there's no proof as well of them being worse after Julius Malema's speech. There's kind of a consistency in the number that these farm murders are happening. So for me, I feel like there's ill intention to make it like a political thing, where I strongly don't believe it's a political thing. I really think that these farm murders are happening because people are hungry. First of all, as they've always been happening. Was it there? So,
in terms of this whole farm murder situation, well, Dricus himself should know that this is not a crisis. He should know that. But maybe it's the propaganda that he's being fed or whatever. But he should know because he lives in South Africa.
Funny enough, from my side, I actually view it as a crisis.
It's not, though.
I view it as a crisis, right? In the sense where the problem with what they're doing about it is that they're making it like this whole it's a white genocide situation, where instead they should be standing together with other South Africans and addressing what the real problem is, the poverty. This is what kind of annoys me a little bit with white South Africans, is the whole stance of always singling themselves out of South African problems. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of why they're taking the stance of the Cape independence a lot. I'm just saying a lot. Okay, well, particularly the ones that are very loud about the problems. They're always singling themselves out. In most cases, you don't see them going around fighting against, the poverty and fighting for people to, be equal, a better standard of living for people and things. The real problem that we have here is poverty. People are hungry. I don't feel that these people are going around targeting I just feel I woke up and I just feel like killing a white person today. They are hungry.
So my point is, it's not a crisis. Because if you look at the farm murders rates,
Yeah.
compared to the overall murder rates in the country.
That's
It's less than 1%. It's actually less than 0.01% of the total murder rates in the country. So the fact that they're magnifying it to make it look like it's a crisis when it's not. I don't like what Dricus did here because we have much more serious problems than farm murders.
But that's what I'm
farm
saying.
Murders,
The problem is of the singling out. They always single themselves out of the general.
Farm murders are literally like white people like singling themselves out and magnifying that the fact that they are being killed. But they're ignoring the Cape Flats. In the so-called precious Cape Town, the best-run city in the country.
There are innocent people that are being killed there as well.
Cape Town is the most dangerous city to live in South Africa in terms of murder rates. Because a lot of people get killed there.
And that's because...
But they never highlight that. They're only highlighting farm murders. Because the majority of farm owners are white, and they feel like white people are being attacked. But then when it comes to other people getting killed and being murdered, they do not care about that. And that's the problem. I don't like what
that's also my problem,
because he's actually magnifying an issue that's not really an issue.
Instead of the actual issue of all the murders.
You never see white people come out and address inequality. You never see them address when they only address things that affect them. The whole thing about this is that if you look at the statistics for the past year, there are over 20,000 murders. The past year, over 20,000. And only about 600 or 700 of those were farm murders. And if you look into why that's been happening, it's murder. It's murder that happens to everybody. People who commit violent crimes. Because they want to break into people's houses and steal things. It's not racially motivated. We all experience violent crimes. I've personally experienced housebreaking multiple times. Everybody, a South African knows what it feels like to be to have their house broken into, to be hijacked, to be
your stuff stolen from you
by force. You know, we all experience.
And we know that if you try and defend yourself and you have a gun, things are going to get worse for you. The robbers are probably going to kill you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know, we live that reality.
So the fact that they
without having farm.
The fact that they even made it like its own like little subsection. Farm murder, when everybody is experiencing the same thing, it shows that they singling themselves out. They singling themselves out, and the main issue with this is that, like you said, they're not trying to address like the core issue, which is the inequality. South Africa is still the most unequal society in the world, and with that being said, being the most unequal society in the world will also lead to high crime rates, which affects everybody, not just the farmers. It affects everybody. So now when they single out and make it look like people are targeting white people or farmers specifically,
but that's the thing. If they don't single it out like that, right? What they try to avoid is the truth, obviously hitting the world of how bad the inequality is in South Africa. Should they admit to that, they are admitting, the privilege as well. They'll admit to the white monopoly capital. They will admit to that. They will admit that black people don't have anything and white people have all the land, have all the resources, have everything. So it's like let's just amplify that we're just being attacked. We're just being attacked. Why are there no black farmers being attacked? That's because they bury black farmers.
And actually in that case as well, like in the farm murders, black farmers are also included.
They are also included.
So it's not only white farmers.
It's just that the majority of farmers are white. They just happen to be white. It's not a personal genocide against white people. And what really is starting to irritate me is South Africa's problems are not your problems. Do you get what I mean?
Notice they always complain about things that only affect them. Just notice that. Like they complain about load shedding because it affects them. They complain about these farm murders because it affects them. But when it comes to like real South African issues like the gender-based violence,
but then they'll always give the attitude like it's your fault that you voting for the ANC. But there's many of us that are annoyed. We are humans.
Like just listen to this. They blame the ANC for poor governance. Right? They blame the ANC and they complain about the ANC because it affects them. But they don't complain about the DA running the most violent city in the country.
In the country.
Because it doesn't affect them. What happens in the
I don't
Cape
know
Flats
if
doesn't
people in
affect
the
them.
Western Cape are really like asleep.
So yeah, with all that being said, what Dricus did was misinformation, and it was wrong because the farm murders are the least of our problems here in South Africa, and he could have used the platform to highlight
But
more
their
serious
problem
issues.
nonetheless.
Yes, it's their problem. And
But
there's nothing
they
wrong.
are a problem.
There's nothing.
Nonetheless.
There's nothing wrong with highlighting the issues that affect you. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But he's making it seem like it's a crisis when it's not. There are bigger things.
And
to
what
worry
you're
about here in South
opening
Africa.
up for is for the world to view us as that we just here killing white people.
I feel like these people will not beat the allegations because, again, they only care about things that affect them. So much so that knowing Elon has denounced South Africa. He has completely denounced South Africa, and everything that happened in South Africa, he doesn't care. But once he saw Julius singing that song, the Kill the Boer song, he tweeted about it, saying it's white genocide, tweeting to over his millions of followers on Twitter. So it's like, okay, Elon, you care when they talking about killing the Boer, but any other crisis in South Africa, you just mice because it doesn't affect white people. And that's what leaves a sour taste in people's mouths, is that it's just that it's like in the biggest stage, like you choose to highlight an issue that's so small compared to what
the
we all
other
dealing
issues
with.
that we're facing as a country.
It's really bad, and yeah, we're just trying to inform people about the misinformation. This is propaganda at its best. Like, there's no white genocide happening. Farm murders are not happening because it's racially targeted. It's just a symptom.
It's just
of a
another
bigger
result of poverty.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. You guys let us know what you think about this whole situation.
Yeah, let us know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And keep watching. Goodbye.
We'll check you guys in the next one.
And then there's also the reality of South Africa in general, which is extremely violent. There's a lot of violence and there's a lot of crime. And some of it has to do with the fact that these people that are in these farms are targets because they're out in the middle of nowhere. Right. And whether or not it's racist that they're going after them because they're white, that's debatable. But black farmers are also getting attacked. It's not simply just white farmers.